Welcome into the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Craig Burley here in the studio. We were thinking, what should we start today's show with? Why don't we start with some real live soccer? Let's reflect on what happened in some of those Euro qualifiers today. Portugal in action against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Portugal are top of the table, members of the top two that qualify so far so good then. 3 games, 3 wins for Portugal. Meanwhile, let's head to Group A, shall we? Norway taking on Scotland.
Listen, only Scotland could make a pig's ear of it from that position.
Let's welcome in, shall we? Kieran Gibbs is with us, as is Stewart, Robson. We're just as excited to talk about...
This is going to be a hell of a Saturday, isn't it?
I heard that our producer texted Robbo yesterday and said, you okay to come on the show? He goes, yes, what are we talking about? And he was like, oh, bits and pieces, don't worry. He goes, I haven't seen any international matches. So it's good, Robbo. It's good that you're kind of following the theme of this show.
That's me.
Absolutely. I mean, the season's finished, surely. I mean, the internationals are just a carry-on. Not too many of the games, I would say, are surprising people at the moment. Obviously, Scotland are going to win the European Championships now.
Yes.
That's great news for Scotland and Craig Burley.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, these Nation League games...
Okay, I don't want to really start too negative a tone.
No, you don't. I'll do that.
No, but I feel like we can...
Well,
Scotland won, that's good. Right, happy?
Yeah, where was it going to go?
I don't know.
No,
I'm glad I interrupted. There's going to be something negative.
Well,
can I ask a serious...
I'll be honest, I never had an email off the producer today till quite late in the day.
Right.
And I kept checking my phone. I went, no email, it's been a scheduled blunder.
Right.
So I'm not in.
Good.
And then it dropped.
OK, right.
And then it dropped.
I want to talk about Roberto Martinez, Robbo. Obviously, next year is the Euros. Cristiano Ronaldo is Ronaldo. How do you play this if you're him?
Well, I know how I would play it, but I know Roberto Martinez is a manager that likes to keep players happy. He's often kept the big players happy as well, and that's what he's going to do with Ronaldo. I think he'll keep playing Ronaldo. He'll try and get the best out of him as the out-and-out centre-forward and get crosses into the box, because that's where he's at his best at the moment. He's not going to run down the sides of people. He's not going to press people, but balls played into the box, as you saw with that clip there. Although he was offside, he's still very good in the air. And Roberto Martinez will play him maybe for 60, 70 minutes, might bring him off at times, but he'll continue to play him in the squad because Ronaldo thinks he's good enough. Certainly that's the case with him. And probably Roberto Martinez will have to go along with him because that's the way he manages.
Kieran, if you're in that squad, it's a part of you going, just please retire.
Not with Ronaldo, Dan. Not with Ronaldo. I think there's only a few players in the world that you can say that about, but Ronaldo's definitely one of them. He's still one of the most dangerous players on the planet in front of goal. Just because he's playing in Saudi now and it's not as a competitive league, I don't think that, his mentality and his competitiveness has changed. So, no, I think he still has to. I think he still has to play for Portugal. I think he's been there for them for the last however many years, and he'll continue to give his all on the pitch, and I'm sure he'll continue to deliver for them.
Roberto Martinez showed his hand when he got the job. The only time to cut ties with Ronaldo was straight after the appointment, or prior to the appointment with a phone call or a meeting. Then be appointed and make the press conference. He didn't do that, so he showed his hand straight when he got the job. Quite a few of us thought that he should have cut ties because it was kind of weighing down that squad. Still all about Ronaldo. It still will be up until the Euros. We saw the problem it was for Fernando Santos during the World Cup.
Well, you went Santos.
To such a stage that I did. To such a stage that young Ramos came in, the Benfica striker. And still the focus was on Ronaldo. Look, could he still do a job? Possibly. Possibly, yeah. But was he doing a job for Man United? No. So they wanted rid. Were there any real takers for Ronaldo of elite level clubs in Europe? No, because he was a problem and he was wages and he's old. So he's had to pop off to Saudi Arabia. And I think come elite level competition again, which the qualifiers generally are not, then this could raise its head as another problem going into a major tournament for the next manager. A manager who I think is even weaker than the previous one, right? Fernando Santos, who had to deal with Ronaldo for quite a few years, even Ronaldo at his pomp. So it was more difficult for him because he knew the Ronaldo at his peak, and he kind of had success over that and nursed that. For Martinez, it's different. He comes in with a player who he hasn't worked with, who's not at his peak anymore, and he could have really shown his hand with strength of man management by saying, this is an extremely talented Portugal team. This is a new era, new manager. The Santos time has come and gone. This is about harnessing these young, talented Portuguese players, of which there are many. But by not doing that, he's left himself open to this Ronaldo question, which if he doesn't start scoring, and Portugal will probably get to the Euros, and if it gets there and he's a problem in terms of his form, this question's going to raise its head again. And the debate is out there to whether that is the right decision or not. Personally, I don't think it was.
The international action continues on Sunday. The big game is the Nations League final as Spain take on Ukraine. Will, of course, be reflecting that... Oh, Croatia. Because I keep saying Ukraine, I don't know why. Spain take on Croatia in the final. We'll be reflecting, of course, on that on the next edition of the show. Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.